We're gonna get her in the air today, and we had some Hoosier tire problems, as most people know. You know, you look at this tire and it rounded the edges a little bit, so that's kind of to be expected when you're not hooked up. But maybe I'll show you when we get it off there. But the tire was actually delaminating and chunking out, and it wasn't that it was too hot or anything like that. I'll show you, there's actually cracks at the base of the rubber blocks. It's because Hoosier's charging another 60 whatever dollars a tire than they were last year, and producing a shittier product. I don't know if it's materials or cure time. They're trying to pump them out the door. I don't know. I don't build the tires, but I can tell you this: they are shittier than they were last year, which is kind of sad. Here they got a monopoly on the sport, and we're $240 a tire, and that was a pretty much relatively new tire. It had one night on it before last night, and it was in good shape, and it just delaminated and started ripping apart. I don't know. It's something. It's something. We've heard about other guys up in Michigan having the same problem. So nonetheless, we got to dismount that, get a new one on there, get it cut up, get it ready for tonight. I got a brand new right rear and trailer I already had ready to rock and roll for tonight. So we'll get her in there and take some swings at her and see what shakes out tonight. Hopefully we could find something. I'm sure some of the viewers out there, you kind of get sick of, wasn't the night we wanted, wasn't the night we wanted, wasn't the night we wanted, which, mom gets a little jaded sometimes. She, you guys ran good, you were top 5 or whatever, but any racer out there, I guess in my mind, you're not a real racer if you're happy with running 5th, especially at a local level. If we went and ran Lucas Oil and ran 5th, or World Outlaws and ran 5th, I'd be, happy, just because, the knowledge and the caliber of equipment on those tours is just, a feat of its own just to make the feature, but locally, I'm happy running 5th, but I'm not satisfied with running 5th. I want to win. And I think that's every racer. I think if you don't want to win, you should probably just hang it up. So that's our thoughts here. We're gonna get after it. Hopefully we have a better night tonight, running wise, than we did last night. Here's the driver. Any thoughts?
Yeah, we need to run a little bit better tonight. I'm sure he said, and like I kind of said last night, that you're not every night you're not gonna unload and set the world on fire. You most nights just try to, each step of the night is a process. You qualify well, that's step 1. You heat race well, that's step 2. We do that pretty good at Attica, and last week we were able to put a good feature run together. This week we weren't, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. So the only thing you can do is just get back to work, not lose confidence, not lose drive. I mean, this is racing. 9 times out of 10 you're not on top of the world. Sometimes you have a year where you are, but 9 times out of 10, this sport will absolutely humble you and drag you down. So the winners and the successful people, they just keep going, and that's what we're gonna do today.
All right, so I wanted to hop on here and show you guys what I was talking about with this tire. So you'll see this sometimes if you overcook a tire, get it too hot, or oversipe a tire. It'll start ripping chunks out because they're too small and you're gripping too hard, or whatever the case may be. But this tire is unsiped and it's a fresher tire. But look at this. So you can see that it's actually ripping the blocks, and it's all over. And then where's that good one at? Where was it?
Pretty deep one here.
Yeah, you could see this. You could literally just peel the rubber off. It's just, look how deep. I mean, that shadow that you're seeing right there is the base of the tire, the actual base of it, and then that's just ripping the block away from it. I mean, it's immaculate.
Yeah, you can even see them down in the. You can even see down in the groove here. It's hard to see, but there's actually cracks already forming at the bases of the blocks, and that's all throughout the tire. Like you said,
yeah.
The tire actually looks decent as far as, you know, you can still see our grind marks in it. You can still see the edges are pretty decent. It's just coming apart. It's just, I mean, we've seen it all year long in sprint cars. All the sprint cars that they're, you know, just literally delaminating the tread right off the tire. And, you know, just another, I understand supply chain problems. I work in manufacturing. I get it. And I understand that businesses are struggling right now and you hate to bash people, but, you know, prices go up. We're paying more for this shit. We can't get this shit oftentimes. And then the quality is just in the shitter, you know, and you're bound to one tire manufacturer because they're in bed with all the sanctioning bodies. And, you know, it's just, it's what we're stuck with, and it's what the sport's stuck with, and it's unfortunate because there's no way around it. Us as the, you know, the racer, we're just left to carry the burden. We're paying more for it. We're having a hard time getting it, and there's no real recourse that we have. You know, you can call Hoosier and bitch and complain about it all day you want, but we're nobody here in Ohio, you know. So it is what it is.
So that's our Hoosier rant for the day. Yeah. It's annoying, you know. There's other tire options out there, you know. Not that they're better here or there or whatever. Everything's got its ups and its downfalls, but yeah, this is it's annoying, you know. There's no reason we should have to replace this tire today, you know. A little flip, a little rework, and it would have been all right. But with the way it's coming apart, you know, it's junk. It's gonna cause a bigger problem if we try to run it and it comes apart and you know, either goes bald and costs us, you know, a good run or a win or whatever the case may be, or if it blows apart and, you know, rips the quarter panel off, rips the deck panel off, rips the brake line off, you know, and hopefully that's all it would rip off. So, you know, we'll spend another $240 on a left rear that we didn't need and get it replaced and try to run this game tomorrow. Like you said, you know, we don't have an option. It's either leave the car parked and not do what we all love to do, or bend over and take it. So that's what we'll probably do. But ran over. See you guys at track.
Standing around watching hot laps, and I realized that we haven't even interacted with the camera tonight. So here we are, made it back to Oakshade again. It's probably been about a month since we've been here, it seems like. It's we threw a bunch of stuff at the car. Brandon was talking about earlier, threw a bunch of changes to the car, and it seems pretty good. We were qualified right, you know, kind of within the time frame of the leaders. So it seemed like we might be fighting a little bit of a motor issue. We're gonna have to keep an eye close on that tonight. I don't know what's wrong yet. It kind of pushing some water out the radiator. We might be thinking maybe a head gasket, so we'll have to keep our eyes on that and see. Hopefully that doesn't get any worse, progress any, make it through the night, and then go to work this week and try to get it together. So like I said, we qualified well. We should be starting up front in the heat. Car seemed pretty good, so track seems pretty decent. So all in all, starting off the night as we've been doing pretty well this year. So Brandon put a new used quarter panel on the right rear. I had to get you a look at that. This thing was actually in the scrap hopper from last year, and he busted her out and put her on. You almost can't even tell. Everything lined up pretty well. So new quarter panel on for tonight, new used quarter panel on for tonight. Got a new fresh left rear, another Hoosier. Hopefully we don't hurt any tires tonight, but should be a good night of racing. We'll see how this heat race goes. Hopefully win this thing and get a redraw and start up front of the feature and fare a little bit better tonight than we did last night. Any thoughts? We got a full crew here tonight. Any thoughts? Chelsea was asking earlier in the week. She got some kind of what is it, narcolepsy going on, and so she was asking for any recommendations, and I gave her mine, which I thought was spot on. Normally, like with narcolepsy, I just set the cruise control and then take a nap. You know, that way you gotta make sure you're on a straight road, and that'll work out the best. But That's the only recommendation for like narcoleptic people that I got, is just hopefully you got a vehicle with cruise control. Right?
Should get one of those self-driving cars. Should be good.
Yeah, cruise control. Just set it and then take a nap. That's what we do. Anyhow, we got the tire guy made it tonight. He's like a guest appearance. You got any words of wisdom?
Go fast, turn right to go left.
All right. And Matthew's here with us tonight. Matthew's girlfriend. Brooke, you got anything to say? The YouTube channel, nothing? All right, perfect. So what about Brandon? You got any words?
We retired the old girl. Time for a different old girl.
Yeah. He's mighty proud of his body work, and we're quite proud of his body work too. Keep this thing looking good. So anyhow, jump off here, see how this night rolls out.
Your front row. We're having a pretty good year.
Well, not a terrible heat race. We started on the outside pole. Typical Oakshader heat race, really. Track was real, not really good. We fell back to third right away, and I was kind of a little bit nervous there because we just were not good up off of 4, especially. We were decent up off of 2, oh, this is who drew us the 1 last night. She didn't do it for us again tonight. That's rude, but understandable. But anyhow, we just weren't good up off of 4. We were decent up off of 2, and it was able to kind of suck down and widen my arc out a little bit, and start running the guy in second back in, and was able to get around him. So we ended up second in this thing, which you know, I don't particularly like this style of, you know, you got to kind of bottom feed racetrack. But it is what it is, what we're given, so it's what we got to adapt to. So second heat race, that put us in the redraw. Since we were the last heat race, it was the last redraw, so whatever ball was left in the bucket when we pulled ended up being a 6. So we're starting 6th in this thing, 3rd row outside. Brandon's going to stew on the setup a little bit and see if he can't make it a little bit better, and try to go forward. So far, challenge 1 qualifying good, challenge 2 heat race good. Check both those off the list. Now we just got to go out there and have a good feature run. So great night, but not a bad night. We started 6th in this thing, and then, you know, the top of the track was real dirty early on in the feature. And we just kind of getting freight train, trying all kinds of stuff in the car. You know, we made some pretty big changes on this thing this week or tonight, and it was definitely different. It was doing some things that it's never done before. So it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's something to build off of. I think we learned something tonight and maybe gained some knowledge. I don't know if it's in the right direction or not, but I think we ended up 9th or 10th, something like that. We got past quite a bit and then ended up figuring out how to drive the thing and made our way back and past a couple of cars. So nothing's tore up, nothing's hurt. I did find a backstretch wall, which is a first for me. Never found that before. I found it tonight. Kind of looks cool too. I don't know, but that's the only damage to the car there. Just knocked the spoiler side in. Other than that, you know, we didn't hurt no tires. We didn't hurt the car none. Might have learned something. So off to the next weekend. Not the weekend we wanted to have, but again, it's a whole night. It goes to show you gotta put qualifying together, put a heat race together, put a full feature together. We haven't been able to put that full feature together like we wanted to yet, but you know, this is a years-long battle. I mean, we've definitely been better earlier in the night than we've ever been. So now we just put this feature together and learn something. So didn't hurt no tires, didn't hurt the car. Like I said, overall, still don't know if we got a motor problem or not yet. We got to do some checking on it tomorrow and see what the hell is going on, because it's still acting kind of goofy. So we'll see. We'll get everything cleaned up, maintenanced up. I think Brandon's going to put a new side on the car this week, and we'll get ready for Tyler County next weekend. So looking forward to that. That should be fun. But overall, decent Saturday night here at the old Oakshade. Any closing thoughts? Any closing thoughts? Hey, yeah. Any closing thoughts, bud?
Wasn't junk.
Yeah.
Wasn't good. Wasn't junk. You learn something every night.
How about you, engine builder? Got some work ahead of you this week potentially.
All we can do is look at it and see what we got.
All right, I'm gonna turn you off. They're racing again out there, so getting a little bit loud, but.
All right. Well, we're here Sunday morning and afternoon. We decided to try to diagnose the motor this morning. So we kind of had an idea. We're thinking it's either we had a head gasket go or possibly something worse. We're hoping for a head gasket. That way we should be able to get it out, yank the heads off it, check everything over, get a fresh set of head gaskets on it, get it back together and get it back in the car and get on the road to Tyler County this weekend. But nonetheless, when we were in the middle of trying to diagnose what was happening, Dad can't get the spark plug out of the cylinder we think is the issue. So we're gonna yank it out and just yank it apart. That's the game plan. Hopefully we'll be able to have it back for next week, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so I mean, worst case scenario, we got the 18-degree motor still. It's not ideal for what we want to do this weekend with Tyler County, but I mean, it'll get us. I mean, it's not a bad little motor.
And that will wrap it up for the week. Got a little tongue-tied there. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. We're gonna try to do a video this week during the week. I know we've kind of slacked on those. It's just everybody working day jobs and trying to race. It's just crazy. But we are going to have a lot of work this week. I'm building a whole new right side, yanking the motor out, tearing it down, hopefully putting it back together and back in the hole. So yeah, it's gonna be a busy week. So y'all have a good one.